Hi, my name is Brandon, and I'm an alcoholic and addict in recovery. Today, I want to tell a story about how I encountered the taste of alcohol in one place where I never would have expected it, and encountered no alcohol in a place where I definitely would have expected it. So I'll start with the latter. I'll start with encountering no alcohol in a place where I would expect it. Both these stories happened last night. I went downtown with my wife to celebrate our 13th anniversary. Our first stop was at a bar, so that, because we got down there a little early, wanted to give her an opportunity to have a fancy drink, whatever she wanted, before we had dinner. And I went in expecting maybe I'll just get a soda water, or maybe the bartenders can whip me up something nice without any alcohol in it. And it turned out that this bar actually has a specific recipe for a non-alcoholic drink that had things like habanero extract and cucumber juice and lime juice and all this. It was obviously something that they had worked on and perfected. So I had this drink, and man, it tasted great. And it was such a relief to have something like that available to me in a bar setting, rather than just, the tried and true soda water with lime, which I'm fine with. I don't have a problem with that. But it was really nice to go to a place that traditionally we associate with nothing but alcohol, and see that they're now starting to cater to people who have chosen a lifestyle without alcohol. And I know they're not the only bar doing that. There's other bars that are looking at offering non-alcoholic options. I felt like mentioning it because it's something to look at when you're looking at getting a group of people together or taking someone out to dinner. Look for those places where, by any means, don't put yourself in an uncomfortable situation. And sometimes going to a bar at all can be the wrong choice for someone in recovery. But I feel comfortable with it, and it was just nice to see that option there. So that was the part of the night where didn't get any alcohol in the place where I usually used to get alcohol. The other part of the story is we went to a restaurant afterwards, and we were having it was an okay dinner. It didn't turn out as good as I had hoped. And we had an order of a nice steak and potatoes. And they were little, small potatoes. They had been, I guess, sauteed or something like that. I had eaten 10 or 11 of them. I mean, I hadn't tasted anything weird. But then I put one of these in my mouth, and it tasted like I had taken a shot of vodka. And my brain went crazy. And I immediately, my first reaction was just get it out of my mouth. And I'm in this nice restaurant. I'm like, I don't want to spit all over the place. But I did. I spat it onto my plate. I got as much out of my mouth as possible because it tasted like booze. And, I haven't had that taste in my mouth in over 4 years. And my brain did not know what to do. Like, all these crazy signals and neurons started firing, and I just felt totally off. Like I couldn't collect my thoughts. I didn't know what to say. My wife didn't know what to do. And I certainly didn't want to eat more of the potatoes. We didn't have anything else to kind of wash the taste out of my mouth. So, I just chugged as much of the water that we had as possible. And it was an alarmingly uncomfortable experience. And it really, I don't have any big moral to the story, except that, sometimes that kind of stuff happens. And I asked the guy, the waiter, if they cook the potatoes with alcohol. And he says, well, maybe they do use white wine a little bit, and it just didn't cook off like it was supposed to. And so I don't have an answer to why that taste was there. Maybe there wasn't anything there at all. Maybe it was just a trick of the mind. I don't know. But in that particular situation, I guess the moral is do whatever you need to do to get back to your comfort zone in recovery, your recovery comfort zone. And for me, it was spitting my food out on a table in a fancy restaurant. And I just kind of had to say, screw it. I don't care who sees me do this. I'm just going to go ahead and spit it out on the plate, and I'll apologize later if I need to do that. Because I just knew I'm not going to... I got to a point where I was like, I know this is in my mouth, and if I swallow, I can't say that I'm doing that on purpose. I just got to get it out. So it was a couple of very interesting things, after and immediately I talked to my wife about it. I said, here's how I'm feeling. Like, I'm all scrambled in my brain. I don't know what's going on. I feel very weird. Part of me is angry. Part of me is just, hey, things happen. Let's move on. And so talked it out, and then we moved on and did something else. We finished our date. And so the big thing was that I did what I needed to do in that moment to get to my recovery comfort zone, which was just say, forget social convention, and spit everything out on my plate, get this taste out of my mouth however I can, and then move on. And I think that's the most important thing that we can do is not worry about what we look like to other people. Worry about what keeps us in recovery. Do that, and then deal with the consequences later. And, fortunately, nobody raised any concerns, and we just went about our way. So that's it for today. Just wanted to relay those stories because it was interesting to me that I had one situation where it was alcohol free in a place where I had actually gotten quite drunk before, and then one where I got that huge taste of alcohol in a place I never would have expected. Hope you have a good day. I'll be back here tomorrow with more.